What's up everybody? So in this video we're going to be doing some questions on the topic 9.3, everything to do with plant growth. So let's just get started. Try these questions by yourself first. So positive phototropism makes a plant grow towards the light. Which plant hormone and which process makes this possible? So let's break this down. Phototropism means photo is light and tropism is growth. So growing because of light, okay? Now positive means, and in a sense it means towards, okay? So positive phototropism means growing towards light. You're responding positively to the light and growing towards it, okay? So which plant hormone is responsible for this? We know it's auxin, okay? Auxin is the hormone responsible for phototropism, okay? So it's gonna be A or D. We already eliminated half of the options, because cytokinin is a little hormone responsible for fighting diseases in our bodies, okay? Cytokine. So it's definitely A or D. Now, real quick, let me illustrate the process, because that will make it more clear. So say here we have a plant stem, okay? A stem or a shoot. Now here we have the sun. The sun will shine light, right? It will shine some rays of light. Pretend this is the ray of light. Now, inside the stem, there's a bunch of molecules. We call them auxin, the hormone, okay? Now, wherever this hormone is, it will cause the cells to elongate or grow, okay? Now, when the sun is there, these auxins are afraid of sunlight, in a sense, okay? They're afraid of it. So every time there's sunlight, it will move away. So when the sun shines on this side of the stem, the auxin will move towards the other side of the plant, okay? The other side of the stem. Now, remember how I just said auxin is responsible for making the cells grow bigger, elongating, getting bigger, right? So now here they will stimulate all of these cells to grow bigger, but all of these have no auxin, and so they won't grow. So what will happen is these cells will get longer and bigger, and so the plant will end up bending, okay? Because if this side doesn't get longer, but this side gets longer, it's going to bend and face towards the sunlight. So how does auxin do that? For this explanation, we don't need to know for answering this question, but basically it influences gene expression. It will go to the cells, go to the nucleus, tell the nucleus, tell the genes to make the cells go bigger, and to do so, the nucleus will tell the cell to make some elastin. That's a molecule that makes the cells a bit elastic so they can stretch and become bigger, okay? So let's go back to the question. Process. Cell elongation on the shady side of the plant. Is that true? Yes, because if the sunlight is this side is considered the shady side since it has no sunlight, okay? So the shady side will elongate. So it's going to be A. So why not D? Not D because it's saying the exact opposite thing. Cell elongation on the sunny side. It's never on the sunny side because auxin is afraid of the sunny side. So it'll move to the other side. Okay, next one. You'll notice that a lot of these questions are going to be based on auxin. There's only going to be some questions in the next few videos that will be on anything else because auxin seems to come up so much on the exams. That's why I found so many questions of it, okay? So when a plant stem bends towards sunlight, kind of what we just looked at, what change does auxin promote in the cells on the side of the stem away from light? So in a sense, they're asking, what effect does auxin promote on these cells, okay? The cells away from the sunlight. Translocation? No. Translocation is the process by which the phloem, a pipe, a little vessel inside the plants, carry sugars around to the cells, okay? So I think you learned about this in another subtopic. B, cell differentiation. This is just a name given to saying that cells are growing up, becoming adults. So no, that's not true. Cell elongation. Yeah, this is true. Cell elongation or getting bigger, getting longer, okay? So it's definitely C. And last option here, transcription. This just means making mRNA from DNA. You'll learn about this also in another topic. It's not related to this question, so definitely not D. Okay, next one. Again, auxins. How do auxins cause plant shoots to grow towards sunlight? So how? Let's go. We've seen this now many times. A, increase cell division on the side of the stem near the light source. Okay, so two things that's wrong here. Cell division. Okay, although I put here cell division is such a minor thing in this case. The main thing is cell enlargement, right? Look at my picture. The cells get much bigger. They don't get more, they get bigger. Okay, so the key thing is cell enlargement, not cell division. So that's one thing wrong. It doesn't increase cell division. It'd rather be elongation, okay? So we can automatically kind of think it's going to be C or D rather than A or B. Now, what else is wrong with A? They're saying the side of the stem near the light source. No. It's the side of the stem opposite to the light source. The place where the cells near the light source will definitely not grow. So that's why two things wrong with A. And with B, there's only one thing wrong, the cell division part. And what's wrong with C? Because cell elongation is correct, but they're saying the side of the stem near the light source. So we know that's wrong. It should be away from the light source. Therefore, it's definitely going to be D, okay? D. Okay, next one. And again, guess what? Auxin. So what does the plant hormone auxin help to regulate? A, seed germination? No. The hormone that does this, you'll learn in 9.4, and it's called gibberellin. B, flowering? No, again, that's going to be another hormone you'll learn about. It's far red. It's a far red thing. You'll learn about that in 9.4 as well, the next subtopic. And now C, phototropism. Yeah, light growth, growing towards light. That's the point of auxin, right? So we know it's going to be D, not C. I mean C, not D. I miswrote that one. Okay, why not D? Reproduction in angiospermophytes. Nope, because auxin has nothing to do with reproduction. So really, it's only one clear right answer. All the other ones, if you didn't know this topic, you might have to guess, but yeah, it's pretty easy if you know what auxin does. So there's no real trick in the question. Okay, last one here for this video. This one is slightly different. This one is going to be about meristems, okay, which is the other part of this topic. So a man, picture this, okay, a man walks up to a tree, okay, and he puts his bird box on the tree. So he attaches a bird box to the trunk of his tree, right, the thick, trunky part. Then he comes back a few years later, okay, and he finds that his bird box is still on the tree, okay, it's still on the tree. But the tree is now much taller, right, it had time to grow. So how high will this bird box be from the ground? What do you think? Through logic, without even using science, okay? Because initially I was also thinking, oh, okay, like a long time ago, and I was learning this as well. I was like, well, the tree grows, so probably the bird box will be higher, right? But this is actually wrong. So it's actually kind of interesting. Let me show you why. So here we have a plant, okay? Or let's say this is the tree. So the key parts we need to know is this part here. Let me show you this part here. This is the apical meristem. And then we have here the lateral meristem, okay? And then we have here, inside the stem, we have another one, okay? Let me show you. So we have apical meristem. Don't worry about this for now. Don't worry about those things. This doesn't matter. It's just a teaching video. Apical meristem, lateral meristem. Ignore the words for now. We don't care about that now. We're just caring about this. The apical meristem, so this part here, causes the plant to grow in height, okay? So the tree will form from here. So cells will form here and grow up, okay? So the plant doesn't grow from the bottom. So it doesn't grow from here. The meristem, which is the place where growth happens from, is here at the top. So the plant will grow from the top of the tree upwards, not from the bottom. So for example, if we say, let's take this thing. Let's say this is the bird box that he had, and we say we put it here, okay? When this plant grows, it's going to grow from here upwards. So this bird box will in fact not move because there's no more growth here. The only growth that takes place here is lateral growth. So that means getting thicker and thicker, not growing taller, okay? And that happens in this intercalary meristem, okay? And this last meristem here, the lateral meristem, doesn't have anything to do with height either. It is just a place where little branches come out, okay? So it's located here, 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 okay? That's where branches come out, nothing to do with height. So going back to the question, how high will this bird box be? It should be the same place as where he put it because growth happens from the top of the tree, not the middle of the tree, okay? So it should be unchanged. So it's definitely going to be A or B because not higher. It's not going to move. It's going to be unchanged as growth from the apical meristem would be above the box. That's what I just said. Growth is from the apical meristem above the box. All the growth happens from here, from the top of the tree. So it's going to be A, okay? Why not B? Unchanged as growth from the, lateral, they're mentioning lateral meristem. Lateral meristem has nothing to do with growth in height. It has everything to do with making branches, okay, such as this. And not higher, so it's definitely not C or D. So that's it for this video. I will make another one, part 2, or another part where I do a bunch more questions. So hopefully you found these were useful. That I really recommend you do a lot of these questions because they will just show up in your test. Look how much these oxen questions just repeated themselves, okay? So the more you do, the better.